Alright, I'm gonna show you how to do a swipe effect using Dylos. I have created two zones. One zone is to run Dylos effects and to have some color changes and media playing back on my grid here. And the other zone is the one I'm going to use for the swipe effect. You can create the swipe effect in the whatever zone you want, but since I'm going to be running like effects and stuff in the first zone, I'm going to use the second one for effects. So let's jump into it. All right, first thing, let's get intensity up. Let's select the white square for our swiping. We're going to make it as small as we wanted it to be. So I'm just going to make it so it covers, in the case of my grid, 2 lines. I'm going to position it outside of the zone. And here's the trick. It's one of the tricks. So here you go to the first slot, and we're going to set the intensity down to 0. And the thing I'm going to use mapping as one preset, so I can choose any color I want from a different cue list that has the preset already assigned to it. And those presets can be colors, can be position, can be gobos, can be anything we can record as a preset. So this is my Q1 for my swipe. I'm just going to make it 0 second. I'm just going to store it here as swipe zone 2. All right, cool. Now I'm going to go back to my source. I'm just going to move it across so it's out of the way. And that's my second cue. This cue, I'm going to give it a 1.5 second. And all right, and now we do editing here. So the second cue follows the first cue. I'm going to do the fade mode for the first one, snap all. So once I press play on that cue list, it's going to set up my zone 2 for the swiping, and then Q2 will run right after it. So let's clear everything. Let's hide this, hide the keypad. Let's go back to multiple zones. So I have some keys already set up. So I have these ones here. It's just coloring intensity for the lights. So as you can see them, they're coming up. And I'm just going to select a preset from this key list, which I have colors and position as well. And then I'm going to run this way. Blah, blah. And I can choose a different color from this key list. Run the swipe again. I can select this one's going to be position, and as this runs, you can see how it changes the position of the fixtures. I have this list here that is running a mirror effect on the first zone, and even on top of this, I can still run my swipe. I can do presets for position and for colors as well. That one didn't contrast quite that much, so let's do it right now. Cool. And the reason why it's doing it now is changing this first cue is because this mirror effect is also using presets from the mapping. I have the mapping set up for 2 preset, and I'm using these cue lists to trigger different presets in both cue lists. But anyway, that's how it works. We can also run media. And there you go. Now, if you want to run it on the first one, it's a very easy, and it's basically the same thing, so we can do it again, so as a practice. So I'm just going to kill the media running in the background and the error. So we have our colors here. Same thing, we can come here, do source. Let's get the intensity up. Remember, let's go to the first one. and put the opacity level at 0. Then go back to your source, set up the size you want to use. Let's say we want to use this one, position it outside of the zone, so it's already there. Let's hit report here. Oops, we forgot something. And now we have to set up the mapping for one preset. That's about it. And now let's record 0 seconds here. And that's going to be swipe zone 1. There you have it. And same thing, go back to the source, moving along the x-axis until it's out, and you can see it's already working. Record. Now we're going to give it a time of 1.5 because the cuelist is already selected. We just have to hit enter. Same thing, we go back to Q editing, set up our second cuelist for fallow. Default. Oh, sorry about that. Fallow. Here, go, and here for the second kill. Fallow. Snap all channels and default. I don't know if snapping it's necessary, but it's working, so I'm just gonna keep on doing it until proven otherwise. I mean, I guess I could do it without it and test it by myself. And here we go. So swipe, and it goes. Now, if I have something else running on that zone, for example, our media file, it's not going to run quite well because we already set up the size of the queue on here. So I'm going to have to stop this one, swipe zone 1. As you can see, you saw how the media file moved from right to left. That was because we had the source size and position set up all the way to the right. And that's why you could not use the same zone to do effects with Dylos and the same time do the swipe. That's why I created the second zone to do this. So I hope this was clear enough, and thank you so much for your attention.